Hey, I'm Marty, and this is mine and Ethan's OMIS 107 final project, the Oura Health Data Simplifier 9000. Now, here's the problem. The Oura Ring tracks your sleep, your heart rate, your recovery. It tracks tons of stuff. And if you're a health nut like me, you want all of it. And luckily, you can go to this link right here and export all of your data. But when you do that, you get a bunch of giant spreadsheet CSV files that look like this. It's just rows and rows of numbers, and most people will look at this once and never open it again. These files have useful information, but it's buried in all this weird formatting. Nobody wants to read this. So, Ethan and I built a script that reads these files and pulls out just what you want, and it'll give you some insights that your current Oura app can't. Let me show you the first command. It's called alerts. So it scans the last 7 days of sleep scores and it flags anything under the score of 75. It also lets you know the reason, like it's because your total sleep was low or your restfulness was low. Rest is short for restfulness. That's like whether you're getting up at night and things like that. At the bottom, it gives you the average score of that week, and it'll tell you if things are trending up, down, or if it's been flat. The next command is called weekly. This one takes the last 90 days of sleep scores and it groups them by weekday, something that the Oura app does not do. So here I can see that Fridays I sleep the best and Thursdays I sleep the worst. And that's useful. Maybe I should adjust my Thursday evening routine so that I can get more sleep on Thursdays. The third command is trend, and it lets me see if things are getting better or worse. So it shows me 3 metrics: readiness, sleep, and resting heart rate. And for each one, I get the average score out of 100, and whether it's rising, it's falling, or it's steady. By the way, I don't have a resting heart rate of 92.9. It's a score out of 100 for whether it's healthy given your height and weight. Under the hood, this uses a tiny C program that I wrote that handles the math. My main shell script handles everything else, reading the file and formatting the output. And the last command is recommend. This one looks at my health and sleep scores today and gives me a suggestion for what I should do with that information. So here it pulls my recent readiness and sleep scores, and it also shows me the biggest drivers of this. So here we can see that my resting heart rate was really good. Keep in mind, this is a score out of 100. And so that would explain why my readiness was pretty good. And we can see that my total amount of sleep was really, really good, and that's why my sleep score was pretty good. If something's off, it's going to tell me what to do, and if everything's fine, like it is here, it'll say no red flags today, keep it up. All right, now let's see how this thing's built. All right, so aura.sh, that's the main shell script. This runs everything. Microtrend.c, this is a tiny C program. It's about 30 lines, and it calculates the trend slope that we saw earlier. bin/microtrend, that's the compiled version. Remember GCC and Clang to compile your C scripts that we did in class. And then the data folder, that's where you dump all your exported Oura data. All right, now let's check out a function in the shell script. Let's check out the alerts function. So this does a few things. It reads the CSV, it extracts the columns I want. Down here, it loops through each row. It splits it by semicolons into separate variables. Here it runs some simple logic. Is the score below the threshold, the default threshold being 75? And then it formats the output. When I need trend math, it'll put numbers into that C script that I wrote. So that's where it calls the C program. The C program does the calculation. It sends back a slope and an average. And the shell script determines whether it should say rising or falling or steady. And all of this stuff stays more or less within the scope of what we've learned in OMIS 107. It's shell scripting, standard text tools, and a little C program too. So that's the Oura Health Data Simplifier 9000, and there's 4 commands. There's alerts that flags the bad days. There's weekly, that shows patterns by the day of the week. There's trend that shows you if things are improving or getting worse. And there's recommend, which takes your scores for that day and it gives you something to do to make your health a little bit better. At a high level, this project takes that messy, gigantic Oura data export and it turns it into something that you can actually understand and use. If we had more time, maybe we'd add some additional fitness and recovery metrics that Oura tracks, like HRV or body temperature, or maybe we'd add an option to export these new reports to a new file. Thanks for watching.